Thank you for being here. Appreciate all your support. Hope you all having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19, of course, uncensored and unafraid. Now, before I get into the main topic of this video, for those that do not know, you fixed it. The fans have so much power. I saw articles from USA Today. This got everywhere because so many fans were on social media complaining, tagging, tweeting, Instagramming, thread, whatever it was, saying, hey, WNBA, this cannot stand. You took a record from Caitlin Clark. These are clearly assists and you need to fix it. And they did. Right. So and I forgot this, man. This is really kind of cool. It didn't connect because I was so focused on the 30 and 10 and her being the first player to get two of those games. She had also been tied for a while with Courtney Vandersloot for 10 20-point 10 assist games. Okay. Of course, she did it in like 40 some games, and Courtney took 465, but they both had 10. So, getting this fixed, which you did, all of you did this, shows how much power you have. Don't ever let them think you do not have the power to make an impact on this league, which is also a little bit of what we're going to get into in a minute here as well. Two records that night set the record for 20-point 10 assist games with now 11. And it gave her it allowed her to be the only player in WNBA history to have two 30-point 10 assist games. And then against the Storm, she added to the 20-point 10 assist game with her 12th in now 56 games. Courtney Vandersloot has 10 in about 465 or so games, between 465 and 470, I believe. So congratulations to all of you. Keep that in mind with all the other nonsense we're seeing from the Fever front office, from the refereeing, from Kathy Engelbert, and on and on and on. You have a lot of power here. Now, I want to talk about two different numbers, and this is wild, and it shows you two things. Caitlin Clark fans are diehard, and they are plentiful. It also hits home on some of the things I've been saying for a while, because of all of you, and I know this because of all of you, and in the comments, and you say, hey, you know what? I'm not watching the full games. I got to know that there are changes first. I'm being informed by watching YouTubers like you. And I'm not going to go to games. I'm not going to watch them. I'll watch highlights, and I'll watch you guys that talk about Caitlin Clark on YouTube, but I'm not watching games. There's a lot of truth to that, okay? Which is going to be when you see these two numbers, it'll show it. So we have this Indiana Fever, Seattle Storm last night, folks. Let me scroll. Where was it? I had it there. 14,505 for a home game for the Indiana Fever. Let that sink in. I do not believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not believe that Caitlin Clark ever had a home game under 15,000 in Indy. And you say, oh, well, that's not much different. Maybe, but I believe she had 15 to, I think she had only two games that were in the 15s. Like, right, everything was 16 and above with a whole lot of sellouts, a lot higher than that. Sorry, I didn't flip it again, but you didn't really need to see it. But you can see it there, down in the right-hand corner. Attendance, 14,500. That is a big, big, big flashing neon warning sign for the Indiana Fever to get their butts in gear and make changes. And then you add in the fact that we had multiple instances last night with Caitlin Clark and coaches, including Stephanie White, on the court acting like a child. Brianne January, who I don't have a whole lot of respect for based on the stuff she did last year when she, again, grabbed Caitlin Clark's arm like a child to pull her away because Caitlin Clark was hyping up the crowd. How ridiculous is that? So keep that in mind when we flip to this next thing that we're going to talk about. I know this is kind of small, you can't see it, but I'll go to a next one. If you see it over the right, 11 million views on the NBA's Instagram. That's Caitlin Clark's highlight reel on the NBA's IG on the WNBA page. I'm going to these are tough to see. I get it. So somewhat 36,000, 32,000, 79,000, 172,000. Caitlin Clark, 11 million views. Now connect that also to the number I just gave you, right? Attendance going down, ticket prices plummeting. Resellers are probably going to start thinking, hey, we might not want to buy Fever tickets anymore because it's a lot riskier than it used to be. But hey, now check this out. This is a little updated after that. Caitlin Clark up to 14.1 million views on the NBA page with 267,000 likes. Her likes absolutely dwarf. She is almost 10x some of the views of highlights from other WNBA players. 14.1 million views. By the way, I think that at least at the time that was higher than it was the highest one. It was higher than any of the NBA reels that have been posted recently, including a big one from LeBron in one of their games. So Caitlin Clark's fans are numerous. They're loyal. But Indiana Fever, that's a warning sign to you that they're not going to keep going to games unless you make some serious changes with this organization from top to bottom. And we all talk about, hey, Stephanie White needs to be fired. But look, Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox, and I don't know which one, if they even have it individually. I would think that one of them would. I don't know which one actually has the power to make that decision. It seems like Amber Cox has been more in the role about on the player side and personnel and all that when she has zero experience with it, which is kind of mind-boggling. I think Kelly sort of like stepped back and she ran scared, got rid of her Twitter account and stuff when she started getting the same type of criticism that athletes and GMs and coaches get in all the other professional sports leagues that the WNBA doesn't seem to want to deal with. So y'all have a ton of power. You're loyal to Caitlin, but you're starting to make a statement when it comes to the Indiana Fever and what they are doing as an organization. And at some point, something's got to happen. Something has to give. I wonder if last night was a boiling point, like the tipping point, like everything boiled over. I'd be really interested to hear, and we won't. But I hope Caitlin Clark keeps that same fire and keeps the spine because you know Stephanie White's going to have some words for her. But Caitlin Clark needs to remember that she has all the power here, all the leverage here. I want to talk about one more thing because it's sort of related to this, and that is what the WNBA has done in terms of marketing and everything, right? This do not disturb. The W is on today, and they went with this. They went with this. Let me back up. Just, of course, Asia Wilson. I get that. Why you got Angel Reese there? That's a little iffy. I know she's got a lot of little boys who are horny and a lot of little girls who want to be her, but she's no WNBA star. They don't watch. But even worse, of course, it just hit me that there's no white girl here at all. But backup point guard who barely plays, the player they drafted, by the way, over Okot, who is going to take Angel Reese's spot with the Atlanta Dream because she's playing absolute fantastic basketball. You can learn more about that in my Angel Reese video. They passed on her. She got drafted 13. She's a big. She played center at South Carolina. She can play power forward. My goodness, if she were on this Indiana Fever team right now, everything would be different. But here is the WNBA. Imagine I can't even think of the players on the bench anymore because I was gonna say, imagine, the Bulls are playing when Jordan was around, and they put the 12th player on here. Or think about with the LeBron and the Lakers, or whoever's riding the bench for Oklahoma, the Thunder. Or it's absurd. Instead of SGA, they're going to put the 12th player on the bench. I mean, this is so childish and ridiculous. And again, I'm going to keep harping on this because now we know for a fact that it is true. When I kept saying there must be, yes, there is a trigger for that CBA in 2028. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Go have the day you deserve. I will talk to you later.